Let's talk about your bread and butter. The Niners, Deebo Samuel, he is back, but there was no rescission of the trade request. Jimmy G allegedly going to be able to throw within the next week or two. And a source told, I forget who, somebody for the Niners beat, I apologize for not remembering the name, that Jimmy G will be able to make all the throws and rehab is coming back very, very together. What are you hearing on that situation? Does the Jimmy G trade affect the Deebo Samuel payment? And do all parties know that?
I don't think those two things are intertwined. They're two separate things. I think Deebo, they're still having an open dialogue, and the hope is that the agent, Tory Dandy, and John Lynch can come to some sort of agreement where if it's not an extension at this point, at least we can understand that we want Deebo to be a part of this and he will get paid. The Jimmy thing is fascinating because back in February at the Combine, I was talking to everyone there. They're like, well, he'll get traded, he'll get traded. Then the surgery completely threw a corkscrew in this whole thing. No one wanted to trade for a quarterback coming off of surgery without having their eyes on him. And the Niners don't want to trade him for 20 cents on the dollar, which is what essentially they would have to do. Now we're at the point where, okay, Jimmy needs to start throwing. He has not been with the team. He has been, for the most part, when he's been training, he has been in Southern California. Trey Lance has been with the team. Trey Lance has been leading practices. Trey Lance has been leading guys. Trey Lance has been throwing with wide receivers. I don't know if the train has left the station as far as like who are we going into battle with week one. Trey Lance grew leaps and bounds the past few months, from what I'm told, as far as playbook, but also as far as voice in the locker room. And with Jimmy being gone, Trey has really taken that and been like, all right, I'm the dude, like, follow me. And a lot of the guys are starting to follow and say, okay, this is going to be our future leader. Fascinating what they do with Jimmy Garoppolo, because I still think a team would want to trade for him at least for the 1 year where he's making $25 million. But if this guy's arm is right, I feel like he's a better option than some of these quarterbacks you're seeing in other cities.
So, Trey, it sounds like you alluded to the fact that maybe Jimmy and Trey are going to be competing for a job at San Fran this year after Jimmy did an entire goodbye press conference last year to everybody, including the reporters and media, handled it as a professional. And if you look in Cleveland, now there's mixed reports on Baker might be playing for the fucking Browns. So both these quarterbacks that we just assumed were gone, Jimmy and Baker, two very different goodbyes from the teams. One public, it ain't going to work. And Jimmy was like, hey, I appreciate everything you guys have done. I'll be on my way. Now they both might be heading back. Is that what you're hearing and thinking?
I could see Jimmy being back in San Francisco and then figuring something out and trying to trade him during training camp once he starts getting those throws out. I'd be shocked if Baker Mayfield is a Brown.